Good afternoon, Bill. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Now, of course, you were on one of the more heated debates earlier in the day, pretty much discussing the pros and cons of multi-dealer versus single-dealer platforms. Mm-hmm. So maybe if you can just go through some of the key takeaways.
Sure, absolutely. Well, one thing I think that was a key takeaway for the discussion this afternoon was, the benefits of multi-dealer platforms. They're inherently a one-stop shop for multiple sources of liquidity. Take an example like ours, like HotSpot. We have over 600 users providing various types of liquidity 24 hours a day, provides a diverse pool, automatically helps you meet requirements like best execution, things like that. There's complete anonymity. If you want that, if you'd like a little bit of disclosure, we can support that as well.
You say that, but I think a lot of the anti-arguments for the single dealer side of things is that you get better prices from those dealers in their single dealer platforms.
Yep. No, I think there's definitely an argument to be made through that, and one that we think we compete very well on. One, when you put our prices up head-to-head against theirs, factor in the pricing that's either embedded in the cost of another platform versus our transaction pricing, we are always confident that we can win that argument. And then the disclosed nature of a single dealer platform, we've got functions and features on our platform now that can support that. So that, again, if a client wants to give up a little bit of anonymity or go completely disclosed and contact one of our many liquidity providers directly, we can facilitate that transaction and do it right through the HotSpot infrastructure.
The thing that also strikes me, and I'm assuming what is likely to be a future development then, is with all these single dealer platforms, ultimately they are delivering a price at one end. So it seems to me that eventually there's no reason why a multi-platform can't take that data from the single platform and also funnel that through.
Well, what we effectively do is, aggregate, if you will, all the different types of, all the different streams from various providers. So we have liquidity providers from all the major banks that certainly you could get a single dealer platform from, as well as a huge population of non-bank liquidity. That's one of the things that we think is one of our differentiators. So again, if you want to see any particular bank, they can stream you their best feed through us. We can customize working with the bank and with yourself as far as what type of liquidity you want to see. So we can give you, if you're eligible for it, you can get the best stream that you could get, probably almost equivalent to the single dealer platform, as well as a lot of what we call alternative liquidity from our non-bank liquidity providers.
So do you think then that we are at a point now where there's a lot of talk about the different prices between single and multi, but actually it's not as big as people are making out, and actually doesn't have as big an impact as people are making out?
Right, I would agree with that. I think, again, when you put the platforms head to head, certainly for the types of clients that benefit from an environment like HotSpot, that they will end up finding a better pricing in HotSpot. Where I think single dealer has the benefit is on more custom things. So if you have something, whether it's a different product outside of Spot that we don't support, for example, if you have maybe a particularly large amount of volume to do, or maybe a more abstract currency pair where we might not have as much liquidity, the single dealer platform may be the way to go. In the most liquid pairs especially, including more and more emergent pairs, the competitive environment of a multi-dealer platform like HotSpot is usually results in a better outcome for the client. Again, it's all about price competition. So that drives the spreads tight, regardless of what any one particular bank may or may not be doing on the platform.
Now, another area that people are talking about, which I personally found quite interesting, with all this talk of businesses moving further into the cloud, moving into situations where you're further and further removed from directly owning the software itself. Mm-hmm. People are actually saying that they don't like a web-based interface as much as having the API that they can then work into their own.
Yep.
How does HotSpot manage and work with its API and other systems?
Sure. Well, I mean, we offer all solution. Our main goal as far as connectivity goes and interfacing with us is just we'd like to have the business come in any door that it wants to come in through, in any channel. So we have our own web-based GUI that we deploy. It's very functional. Clients like it. It's a great way for business to get done on the platform. It accounts for maybe 5 to 7% of the volume we see. Everything else is coming through various APIs, whether it's facing off against an automated system on the other end, or going into a third-party aggregator, or going into a client's or a bank's in-house aggregator. We're really agnostic to that, and we just want to make sure we can plug in and be compatible with any of those solutions.
And also there was talk of regulations, the fact that whilst it was ostensibly for the world of equities that MiFID is going to be coming down on FX just as much, how is that going to be affecting HotSpot?
Fortunately for us as a spot-only platform, we don't have any direct impact from that. Currently there's no direct implications on the spot marketplaces being regulated, so from that perspective there's no direct issue. But as far as supporting clients' best execution requirements and things like that, we can provide clients with any huge amount of data so they can take snapshots of the market, see what the market was like when they entered their order, measure their own slippage and things like that. So we sort of stand in the background a little bit, but can support any requirements our clients have with custom reports, data, and all those things.
Now, one of the other things that has come up, which was outside of the panel, but from just going on right now to our right, was Kay Swinburne speaking earlier about how there's going to be a vote tomorrow in the European Commission about speed limits, and I think it was 500 milliseconds as the maximum speed for a trade. First of all, what are your opinions, and secondly, how's that going to impact on HotSpot?
I'm always will take a sort of a more lightweight regulation approach, so I'm not necessarily in favor of things like dictating what speeds should be or not be. I mean, as far as the way our platform operates, the vast majority of our business is instantaneous. We have certain types of business that may have certain time parameters around it. Our furthest out right now is 300 milliseconds. Our inherent matching speed is much, much faster than that. We have certain types of liquidity where it'll go check with the liquidity provider to see if it's valid. That times out at the most at 300 milliseconds. We continually drive that down, so we're comfortable with any outcome that may come from that.
Fair enough. Well, obviously, I'm sure people do already know where to go, but if they do want to find out more about HotSpot and they don't already, where can they go?
Well, they can check us out on the web at hotspotfx.com. They can certainly call one of our offices. We got a sales team here in London, one in New York, or visit our parent company's website as well, Knight.com.
Fantastic. Well, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I look forward to speaking to you later in the conference.
Great. Thanks, Dan.
Cheers.